Hello, Year 6, welcome to Friday Science Lesson. It's the last science lesson of this pack, it's the last science lesson of this topic, and it is the last science lesson of this half term. You have done so well working so hard on this topic, and I know some of you have learned a lot and have really, really enjoyed it. I hope all of you have. Today the title says it, it's a night and day explanation text. Now, we say explanation text, I know some of you think, oh, writing. Actually, this is a really nice opportunity for you to think about what have you learned? What have you come across? Okay, what have you taken in? And this sheet here will really help you because I know a lot of you enjoy writing. It's knowing how to structure it, knowing what to put in there. But there's some really nice little support structures in here for you to go with it, and it should make it really manageable without necessarily me being there with you or your teacher being there with you. Now, that doesn't mean that if you get stuck, you can't actually help you. You certainly can if you need a bit of support. Send a message to me, I'll happily help you out. So it's set out really nicely and straightforward for you. So we've got a title. So you might want to use a question. How does night and day occur? That would be a really good question to use as your title. An opening statement. So in its simplest form, almost like we would with a newspaper report, what is night and day? How does it happen? All right. Now, don't just say that it goes light and dark on Earth, but the actual science behind it. How does it occur in its simplest form? What happens? What is the Earth doing? How does it impact related to the sun? How does night and day occur on Earth? So that is what I want you to think about when you're writing that opening statement. A diagram. Now, this is a great opportunity. Actually, if you search sensibly, safely online, you'll find some great diagrams that you could use to help you with this. But a diagram, we're thinking about, it says illustration, but if we're doing a diagram, think about scientific accuracy. We want to see labels, we want to see that thought process behind how we represent it. Okay? We're not doing a little cartoon sketch, we want people to learn from this. So think carefully about the shape, what you use, how it's going to be represented. How are you going to represent night and day? What are you going to draw to show how it occurs? Okay, don't make it too complicated though either, because the diagram has to be clear. All right. Then, next step, clear steps to show how night and day occur. So really, really simple. If you want to use bullet points, you still could do. All right, you still could do, even though it's sort of set out as a paragraph. It says conjunctions or connectives. Well, we call them conjunctions, don't we? Time and casual. So in order of time, if this happens, then, so that is a conjunction of time, then, okay? Next, first of all, those are all conjunctions of time. So think about how you might use them to help structure your writing. Like I said, you can still use bullet points. They could be openers, sentence openers for each bullet point. You could use a different conjunction. Order the events so that they make sense. Don't jump from one to the other. Now, obviously, everybody will have a different starting point because night and day is a continual thing that's happening all the time. So lots of you will have a different starting point, but we make sure that all the events that follow your starting point go in order and make sense. And if you can, use paragraphs. Like I said, if you're struggling with that idea of how to set it out in a paragraph, use bullet points, that's absolutely fine. But actually, it's equally as straightforward to use a paragraph as it is for a bullet point. Just link those bullet points together into a paragraph so that it makes sense. But think carefully about how you do it. And remember what I said, clear steps. It doesn't have to be really complicated language. Use the scientific vocabulary we've come across. I would have my science vocab sheet next to me as I was doing this. Think about which words can I use. Can I explain the word meaning? That would be a great opportunity. And actually, a lot of the work then is done for you. Okay, so use that vocab sheet. If you want to research it and find out about it as well, you certainly can do. But use what you've learned, what you know, to help explain how night and day occurs. Good luck, and if you need any help, please send me a question on Class Dojo or Seesaw. I'll happily help. I even give you some ideas of how to start it or write a little starting sentence for you. Okay.